So students, now let us see about triple integral. So up to now we have seen about double integrals. In double integrals we have seen the problems of double integration with given limits. That means when the limits are given, then we can solve the double integration one by one as per the limits. That means with respect to which variable we require to integrate, with respect to x or with respect to y. Then we have seen double integral problems when the limits are not given, and for that we require to draw a figure, and by drawing a figure we need to identify a region, and after identifying the region we were determining the limits of x and y. Then also we have seen the problems based on polar coordinates in terms of r and theta. Also we have seen the problems of double integration which can be converted into, which are given into Cartesian form but converted into polar form to simplify the solution process. Then we have seen about change of order of integration, change of order of integration or change of order of limit. Also we have seen the change of variables, that means other than polar coordinates r and theta. We have seen the problems, how to convert the problems in terms of u and v. Now let us see the problems based on triple integration. Here also we will have the same kind of process as we have seen for double integrals. Here we will see triple integrals, and we will be given a function of x, y and z. That means there are three variables, and here we will write dv and here the d. D means here in double integration we were writing like this over r f of x, y, dA, and we were writing dA is dx dy or dy dx, and r is the region over which we are evaluating the double integral. Likewise here dv is nothing but dz dy dx or dy dz dx or dx dy dz, whatever the order we can we can determine as per our policy, that means as per our conveniency, with respect to which we want to integrate first and then the other double integrals. So mainly we will focus to integrate this integral, inner integral. Then the double integral can be solved by using the same process as we have seen in the double integral. And here d is what? D is nothing but the region, actually region but solid region in three-dimensional space, because here we are given three variables x, y and z. So we will require to draw a figure in three-dimensional space. So normally we will draw the figure in this way, and mostly we will give this as x-axis, this as y-axis and this as z-axis. In this case we were doing by drawing xy plane only. Okay, here we will see the figure in x, y, z space. Here we will not call this as a plane, this is known as a space, 3D space actually, three-dimensional space. And after drawing this, and here you can integrate this one with respect to any one variable, either with respect to x, with respect to y or with respect to z, and the other two integrals can be related by the remaining two variables. But mostly as far as possible we will try to integrate this integration with respect to z and then with respect to x or y, so as our problem becomes simple, because we have already seen the problems to evaluate the integrals with respect to x and y. So here also, as in double integrals, we will see first the problem with given limits. That means if the limits are given, then how to evaluate the problems. So we will consider the problems directly. Suppose we are given a problem to evaluate. The problems are very simple, no problem. Here one more integration is there. 0 to 1, 0 to pi, 0 to pi y into sin z dx dy dz. So you write down this problem and observe the problem. So here you can see that the limits are already given and all the limits are constants. So by looking at the limits we cannot determine the order of integration. So here we will have to rely on the given order of integration. That means we are given the order is that first integrate with respect to x, then with respect to y, and then with respect to z. So we will follow the same order as given in the example. So in the solution we have I equal to 0 to 1, 0 to pi. Here you write down this step first, then write down the solution. I am not writing. So first integration is with respect to x, then y and z will remain constant. So here y into sin z will remain constant. So only 1 is here and it has the integration x. Okay. So the limits of integration are from 0 to pi. And now dy dz we will write because the process of dx is completed. 0 to pi into y into sin z. Now we will put the values. So here it is pi minus 0. Okay, dy dz. So this pi minus 0 is nothing but pi, and pi is constant, so we will take it completely outside the integral. So now the integration is with respect to y. So when we integrate with respect to y, z will remain constant. So sin z is constant, so we will take it outside. And y has the integration y square by 2. So limits of integration are from 0 to pi, and now only we will write down dz. So what will happen? Here 0 to 1 sin z, we will put the values. First we will put pi, so pi square by 2, and minus 0 square by 2 means 0 into dz. So here again you can see that this pi square by 2 minus 0 means pi square by 2. It is constant, so we will take it outside. So it will become pi cube by 2. And the integration now here is only sin z. Only sin z. And we know that the integration of sin z is what? Minus cos z. And it has the limit from 0 to 1. So pi cube by 3, 2. And we will put the value minus cos 1. Cos 1 we will keep as it is. Okay? Because we cannot write the value directly from our mind. If you can see, you can write down, but no need to write down. You can keep it as it is. Then lower limit, if you put that minus plus 0, and cos 0 is 1. So this is the required answer of this problem, and you can observe that the solution is very simple. Okay. So all of you write down this problem, and whenever I solve this problem on the board, you also solve the problem parallelly with me. So you will realize the process of the solution, and you will be familiar with complete method. Okay. Now let us see one more example. I will rub it out. One more example let us see. Evaluate integration 0 to 1, 0 to 2 minus x, 0 to 2 minus x minus y, dz, dy, dx. Okay. So here you can see that in this problem there is no function, so the integration is very simple because no function is there. So one has the integration with respect to z is z directly. But looking to the limit, here limits are given into variable form. So before looking to this order, just see which kind of limits are given here. Here this is the function of x and y. that means it is the limit of z, because we can write z as g of xy. Okay, function of xy. So the first integration is with respect to z. So the work of z is already over. Here it is x. So it must be the limits of y, because y is the limit of y is a function of h of x. H of x. So the second integration is with respect to y. So that means the order given in this problem is correct. Okay. So now we will follow the solution procedure. Integration 0 to 1, 0 to 2 minus x. There is no function, so integration is z directly. Here 0 to 2 minus x minus y dy dx. Don't write dz again. So 0 to 1, 0 to 2 minus x. Now we put the values of z. It is 2 minus x minus y minus 0. So I am not writing 0 again. Dy dx. So now the next integration is with respect to y. So 0 to 1 with respect to y. Whenever it is integration with respect to y, then x is considered constant. Now z, there is no problem of z, because z has been removed by after substitution of the limits. So here this 2 minus x is constant. 2 minus x. So I will put it into bracket. 2 minus x is constant into 1. So it has the integration into y. And this y has the integration y square by 2. Okay. So 0 to 2 minus x dx. So you can observe here the integration with respect to y which we have done. So this is equal to 0 to 1. Now we will find out the integration, 2 minus x, and we will put the value of y equal to 2 minus x. So 2 minus x is already there, we will put here 2 minus x, so 2 minus x square, and here it is 2 minus x whole square by 2 into dx. Okay, so only now the integration is with respect to x, but here is also 2 minus x square, here is also 2 minus x square. So we will subtract this one from this one. Okay, so it is 1 minus 1 half. 1 minus 1 half is 1 half. So 1 half I will write down outside. So it is 0 to 1, 2 minus x whole square into dx. Okay, so now this integration is very easy. You can solve this into two ways. First, opening this bracket. Opening this bracket means 4 minus 4x plus x square. In this way also you can do, but here you can see that this is in the form of ax plus b form, ax plus b whole raised to n dx form. So whenever it is linear form, that means the power of x is only 1 here, then it can be evaluated as ax plus b whole raised to n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 and the coefficient of x, that means a. So here the integration of this one is 2 minus x whole cube by 3. Whole cube by 3, and the coefficient of x is minus 1. Okay, so 0 to 1 dx. No need to write down because the process is completed. So now I will take this minus 1 by 3 outside. So if we will take constants outside, then there is no confusion in writing the other terms. So when we put x equal to 1 here, so 2 minus 1, 2 minus 1 means 1, 1 cube means 1, minus, if we put x equal to 0, 2 minus 0, 2 minus 0 means 2 cube means 8. So this is the problem. 1 minus 8 is minus 7, so it is 7 by 3. So you can observe the solution of this problem has been obtained. Here is 2, so 3 into 2 6, so this is 6. Okay, this is 6, 7 by 6. So the examples whichever I am solving over here all have been asked in the examinations. So there are most chances to come the examples of triple integration of this kind, that means with given limits. So you write down this problem and try to solve yourself. If you don't know, then you see the solution. So now I will rub out this problem. Now let us see one more example. Evaluate integration 0 to log of 2, integration 0 to x, third integration 0 to x plus log y e raised to x plus y plus z dz dy dx. Okay. So here again, if you look at this problem, it looks as hard problem, but no, this is not hard problem. It is very simple problem. You will have to look the problem first, observe the problem, first look at the function. If is it integrable with respect to x, y or z? Yes, x plus y plus z. So when we will integrate this with respect to z, x and y will remain as constant. So integration is very easy. Now focus on the limit. This is the function of x and y. So these are the limits of z. So first integration is with respect to z. Okay. So you can identify that this is the integration with respect to z. And this is x. So obviously this is the integration with respect to y. And the final integration is obviously with respect to x because the last variable remaining is x. So the given order is correct. Okay. So now I equal to integration 0 to log of 2, 0 to x. So here integration with respect to z. Here x and y are constants. So z as integration z only because you must be doing e raised to a plus x is given dx. Then its integration is e raised to a plus x directly because the derivative of a plus x is a as 0 and x as 1. So it is 0 to x plus log y. So it will be somehow the solution will be lengthy but not difficult to solve. You can do it very easily. Log of 2, 0 to x. Now we will put here x plus log y for z only because the integration is with respect to z. So we will have to substitute it for z. So x plus y plus x plus log of y. Okay. Minus e raised to x plus y plus 0. Z is 0. Here dy dx. Okay. So now see what will happen. 0 to log of 2, 0 to x. So now here it is what e raised to 2x plus y, 2x plus x 2x plus y plus e raised to log y. But this we can write as e raised to log y. And you must be knowing that if we are given e raised to log of x, then it is nothing but x only. So and also e raised to x plus y can be written as e raised to x into e raised to y. So you must observe this and you must be knowing this formula. So e raised to log y means into y minus e raised to x plus y dy dx. So now we will find out the integration with respect to y. So here you can see that in the first part there are two functions because the integration is with respect to y. So y is also involved here and y is also involved here. So it is just kind of the integration u into v dx. Okay. And I have already solved you the formula, direct formula of integration. When u is some function of x, that means algebraic function of x, that means x or x square or x cube like this, and v is any function, then keep u as it is, find out the integration of v. That means v1 is integration of v. Then write down minus. So within one step we can do the integration. Then in the next step, look only this part. Find out derivative of the first bracket and integration of the second bracket. Then write down plus, plus minus plus. So see the previous brackets derivative of first bracket and integration of second bracket, and minus again find out derivative of first bracket, integration of second bracket. So if you will follow, in the first bracket you will have to keep u as it is, then derivative integration with the signs plus minus. So here you can see we will keep y as it is, y we will consider as u and this as b. So v as the integration, that means y as the integration e raised to 2x plus y only, because the derivative of y is 1. Derivative of y is 1 and 2x as the derivative is 0. The integration is with respect to y. So minus the derivative of first one is y has the derivative 1. Integration of the second bracket, it is again e raised to 2x plus y, same integration. And in the third step, the derivative of 1 will be 0. So this integration is finished now. Okay? So again, here this integration is remain. So it has the integration e raised to x plus y directly. So we will have the limit, and here is dx because the procedure of y is completed now. So all of you write down up to this step, then I will rub it out 2 steps and follow the further steps. Okay. Now see, this equal to integration of 0 to log of 2. Now we will put the limits y equal to x. So here it is x, e raised to 2x plus x means e raised to 3x, minus here if we put x, then it is e raised to 3x minus e raised to x plus x means 2x. Okay. After that we will put 0, y equal to 0. If you put y equal to 0, it is 0, 0 into something is 0. So no need to write. Here it will become plus, because when we put lower limit, one minus sign will come. So y is 0, so e raised to 2x. It will become plus again because lower limit, so minus sign will come. So y is 0, so e raised to x dx. Okay. So this e raised to x, 2x and e raised to 2x will be cancelled. And we will write down this as one more thing. This e raised to 3x will be cancelled. So x minus 1 into e raised to 3x plus e raised to x dx. Okay. So now see, this equal to, now integration with respect to x. So it is u, it is v. So likewise this integration will do the same. The first u we will keep as it is. Integration of e raised to 3x is e raised to 3x divided by 3. Because whenever integration is there, then we will divide by the constant multiple of x. And when derivative is there, then we multiply by the derivative of constant of 3. That is 3 to e raised to 3x. It is integration. Then we will put minus. Derivative of first bracket. X has the derivative 1, 1 is 0. So it is 1. E raised to, this second bracket has the integration. E raised to 3x divided by 3, and one more 3 is there, so 9. E raised to 3x by 3, and 3 is already there, so e raised to 3x by 9. In the second step we will put plus and derivative of first bracket, but it is 0. Okay, so it is completed. Now this one has integration e raised to x, and the limits are from 0 to log of 2. Okay. So this equal to, now we will put x equal to log of 2. So log of 2 minus 1, and it is e raised to 3x means e raised to 3 log of 2. So you must be knowing the properties of log and e, that it is e raised to 2 cube. So it is e raised to log of 8. So this equal to 8. Okay. So into 8 by 3. 3 is there. Minus, here we will put log of 2. So here again log of 2. So log of 2 cube 8. 8 by 9. plus e raised to log of 2. That means it is 2 only. It is 2 only. Then we will put lower limit 0. X equal to 0. So when we put x equal to 0, then 1 minus sign will come. And here x equal to 0, 0 minus 1 means minus 1. E raised to 0 is 1, so it is 1 by 3. Here it will become plus. E raised to 0 is 1, so 1 by 9. It will become minus. So e raised to 0 is 1. So after that, you can have the problem solution log of 2 minus 1, 8 by 3. I am writing on left hand side. And you can add all these numbers. You will get the final answer, and this I will left upon you. So you will write down this solution. So you must be knowing that this is a lengthy solution, no doubt. It is a lengthy solution, but not the difficult one. And also you must have understood that if you will be able to solve this problem, then you will be able to solve other problems of this type. So you will be more familiar with the integration. Now let us see one more problem. Integration 0 to pi, 0 to pi by 2, 0 to 1, r square sine theta, dr, d theta, d phi. So here you can see that instead of x, y, z, we are given the variables r, theta and phi. Okay, but you don't worry, you don't get confused. This problem is very simple. All the limits you can see that these are constant limits. So we will have to rely on this given order. That means the first integration is with respect to r, second is with respect to theta, and third is with respect to phi. So this integration is very simple because here r and the theta function are separated out, not mixed in. Mixed in means r square, if it is written sin r square sin theta, then this is known as mixed in. So we will have to just follow the steps one by one. And here all the limits are constants. We have also did the same thing in double integration, if you remember. So here we can do this integration within one step. That means the integration of r square is r cube by 3. It has the limit 0 to 1. Theta, sin theta is the limit integration minus cos theta. It has the limits 0 to pi by 2, you can see. And the final integration with respect to pi, but there is no function with respect of pi. So integration of d phi, that means actually it is d phi, and it has the integration phi only. And phi has the limit 0 to pi. So you can also do, if you don't know this process, then you can follow the process one by one. That means writing this 0 to pi, 0 to pi by 2, then r cube by 3. Sin theta is constant, so you will write down here. So 0 to 1, then d theta d phi. You can also follow the process in this way. So here it is 1 by 3 minus 0, so 1 by 3. This is what? Minus cos pi by 2. But cos pi by 2 is what? 0. Then lower limit 0 plus cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. Here it is pi. Pi minus 0. So this is 1 minus 0 is 1. It is pi. So the answer is pi by 3. So it is very simple. You can see. So all of you write down this solution again. Now let us see one more example. Evaluate integration 0 to 1, 0 to root 1 minus x square, 0 to root 1 minus x square minus y square, and here is the function is 1 upon root 1 minus x square minus y square minus z square dz dy dx. So before solving this problem, here just I would like to say that in the last problem we have seen the problem containing the variables r, theta and phi. Actually these are nothing but spherical coordinates, and in the coming lectures we will focus basically on spherical coordinates. What are these spherical coordinates? How to determine the limits of the spherical coordinates, because in this lecture we are considering only those problems with given limits, but in the next time we will consider the problems without given any given limits. That means we will have to determine the limits as we were determining the limits for double integrals, and for that we will require to draw a figure in three-dimensional space as discussed in the starting of this lecture. Okay, so here you can see this problem we will solve directly, but the same problem can also be solved by converting into spherical coordinates, and I will discuss this to you in the coming lectures. As we were evaluating double integrals given in Cartesian coordinates into polar coordinates, so similar situation will also here. That means we can convert the problems into spherical coordinates. So which kind of problems can be converted into spherical, that I will explain to you in the next lectures. So here I will solve this problem directly. So here I equal to 0 to 1. Actually you can observe that these are the limits of z because x and y. So dz, it is the integration limits of y, so dy, so the order is correct. So now the integration with respect to z is there. So this is here, this is considered as variable and this is considered as constant. So we know that 1 upon root a square minus x square dx has the integration sin inverse x upon a. Okay, so here we will have the integration sin inverse z upon, actually this is a square. A square means a is root 1 minus x square minus y square. Okay, so the limits are from 0 to root 1 minus x square minus y square. It is dy dx. So now we will put the limits 0 to root 1 minus x square sin inverse. If we put z equal to here, z with the integration, we have integrated with respect to z, so it is the value of z. So z equal to root 1 minus x square minus y square, it will be cancelled. So sin inverse 1, but sin inverse 1 is what? Pi by 2. Sin inverse 1 is pi by 2 because sin pi by 2 is 1. Then minus. Here we put z equal to 0. So sin inverse 0 is 0. So it is dy dx. So you can see that this is simplified. Pi by 2 minus 0 is pi by 2. So pi by 2 is constant. So we will take it outside 0 to 1. Then the integration is with respect to y. It is y only here. So 0 to root 1 minus x square dx. Okay. So now pi by 2, we will put the limits y equal to root 1 minus x square, and this is minus 0 dx. Okay, so pi by 2, so here it is 0, so there is no problem. But inversely, integration of root a square minus x square dx is what? X by 2 root a square minus x square minus a square by 2 into sin inverse x upon a. So its integration is just like this into sin inverse x upon a. So here a square minus x square, that means a is 1. So the integration is x by 2 root 1 minus x square minus a square is 1, that means it is 1/2 into sin inverse x upon a, that means it is x only because a is 1. So 0 to 1. So now we put the values pi by 2, x equal to 1. So 1 by 2 into 1 minus 1, it is 0. No problem. So sin inverse 1, it is pi by 2. So it is minus is there. So minus pi by 4. Pi by 2 is its value. 1 half is there. So pi by 2. Then we put 0. So x equal to 0, that means it is 0. Sin inverse 0 is also 0. So it is 0. So it is minus pi square by 8. So its answer, you can see that it is minus pi square by 8. Oh, sorry, the formula here is plus. Here is plus. So it will become plus. Okay? It will become plus. So you note down this solution, because this is in this problem we have seen very important formula. And once again here I am telling you that you note down, you prepare a list of only those formulas which have come in use, in this chapter during solving the problems. Once again, you note down only those formulas. That means you list down only those formulas which we have used in this chapter, in the chapter of multiple integrals, because only these formulas will come in use repeatedly. So no need to remember every formulas whichever you find in the list of formulas of integration. So only some of the formulas will become in use. So you note down this problem. And here I am advising you that in the next lecture we will see the problems without given limits. That means there we will see how to determine the limits of the problem by drawing the figure. So there we will also come to know the process of drawing the different kinds of figure. So this topic is very much interesting. So during the remaining time of the lecture, you solve all the problems which I have solved on the box. So your confidence will get more stronger. Thank you.